Hey, what's going on, guys? NOAH45KINGS here, back at you guys live again with another podcast. Thank you guys so much for the support on the last one, and the last couple, actually. I'm really shocked. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for keep on listening, keep on watching, whatever you guys do, because maybe some of you guys are like me, and you have some subscriptions, maybe like YouTube Premium, for example, whereby you can just listen to it in the background on your phone, and you can go about your business. So, this one's going to be pretty quick. Probably about half an hour, 45 minutes maybe. We'll see how time goes. But anyway, grab a snack, grab something to drink, grab something to eat. Right here, right now, I have some dark chocolate silk almond milk. Yeah. Have you guys tried it? It's delicious, actually. Super good. And you might be able to hear a little Seamus in the background where me and my fiance are actually dog sitting now for this week and so on. So for a little bit anyway. It's going to be a hot minute. His name is Seamus. He's a little dog. I don't know the exact breed that he is, but he doesn't really shed a lot of fur, and he's super cute. So yeah, it's awesome. So you guys might be wondering, what have you? This summer has been pretty dang great, I must say. Even though with COVID and stuff affecting everything, it kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, this summer has been really miraculously awesome somehow. Because I feel like the summer has been like the most chill, because it's not like, oh my god, we gotta get everything done. It's like, well, we can take our time and we can slowly do whatever we want over the course of the summer, which I'm a fan of. I really do enjoy. I love that, and I don't like being rushed around or told what to do in a lot of cases. But you know, sometimes you gotta compromise with people and things like that. But I went back at my hometown. Visited some friends and family, of course. I went swimming for a few times at a local pond, and I also went to a brook and another pond out in my hometown. So that was pretty cool. Well, Seamus is relaxing there in the background. You might hear him a little bit, so sorry for any interruption, but I'm sure that you guys will like Seamus. You guys don't mind him. He's my little buddy for today. But yeah, swimming was really fun. Swimming in a brook, and swimming in a spot in my hometown, and also swimming nearby me right now, and which was amazing. Actually, it was really fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you guys want to go swimming, please do so, because the weather lately here in Newfoundland hasn't been the greatest, and I'm afraid that summer's just going to be gone and dissipated in thin air. And the fall is just going to creep around the corner, and it's just going to jump out at you like a puma and basically wreck everything. It's just like, really, man? Like, 2020 is not like the worst year ever, and you got to calm down with me and make me have a sudden realization that fall's on the way. You've absolutely have to be kidding me, man. Have to be kidding me. Holy crap. Oh. But, yeah, it's been really great. Really great summer, I must say, and I can't complain. It's been one of the best summers that me and my fiance have had. We've talked about this a few weeks ago. Actually, it's really great, and glad to get to do all the little stuff that I wanted to do. And there's some stuff that I still want to do with the early fall and whatnot. So hopefully we can, make time and do stuff like that. Similarly, for example. So we got a few topics today. We're going to be, of course, I just talked about what I was up to lately, which I've just said. And it was a great time, I must say. So that was well worth it. I want to talk about some thoughts that I've been having lately, because I've always wanted to. I was thinking about this the other day. I always wanted to make like a professional done film. You know what I mean? Like one of those like indie style films. Like do something like that. But if I were to make it my own like YouTube professional type film, I would want to have the good planning. I would like to be able to have a good cast. I like to have, good special effects, things of that nature. But overall, I would really like to make a movie someday. It'd be pretty cool. I would like to also shoot it in black and white, at least the first one, if I would ever do it, because I think that'd be really, really cool. I think black and white looks really nice, and nobody really does it anymore. The Walking Dead did it a few episodes back in, I want to say season 6, but that's about it. So, black and white's fading out, obviously, because, who doesn't have a color TV nowadays? It's very rare. that you ever hear of black and white TVs. It was like such an abstract concept. Like, it's crazy. I've always been thinking about story ideas, and one story idea I've been thinking about is something to do with Newfoundland folklore, whether that be like fairies or something completely different and made up. But one idea I had was mummers, murderous mummers. I know that sounds so weird because for those of you who are outside of Newfoundland, probably in Canada or wherever else in the world, mummers are essentially the Newfoundland mascot for Christmas. And so what used to happen back, like, before I was even born, was people would dress up, and you wouldn't be able to know if they were a guy or a girl. They would, like, boys would dress up as men, or boys would dress up as women, and girls would dress up as men. That's how the mummer song goes. So with mummering was an act whereby you dressed up and you had your face covered up. So yeah, obviously it raises a red flag there. Like, nobody would do that today unless, like, you knew the person, or if you were in a small little community, you know, that sort of thing, and you wouldn't want to open up your doors to people you don't know. So with that, basically people would come into your home and you didn't know who they were. You had to try to guess who they were, if, you know, you knew them, of course, if they were within like a small community or whatever. And you would all have a little dance and have some music and do a little Newfoundland kitchen party, whereby you get it like traditional Newfoundland food, whether it be purity syrup or purity crackers, maybe some jigs if it's there, like, I don't know, a cup of tea, stuff like that, you know. And you just have like a little time, little get together, you know, a little good time. And sadly, mummering has been dying it last like a couple decades, but it's back on the rise now because St. John's every year does like a mummer parade, I believe. I don't know if that's going to go ahead this year due to COVID and stuff, but I always like seeing it on the news, and I thought it was pretty cool that we're still keeping that tradition alive, which is really nice, really nice. And I was also thinking about, doing something like that, like we're a bunch of mummers, which typically are associated with Christmas and times of good fun, and they would be a group of cultist murderers in the woods. I think that would be such a cool concept, I'm not gonna lie. That would be really, really cool to explore, in my opinion, but I don't know if anybody watched it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if you guys know what mummering is. Maybe you can look up on Google. It's M-U-M-M-E-R. So look up what a mummer is and get back to me. Let me know. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my almond milk. It's also dark chocolate too, by the way, if you guys want to pick some up at your store. They say that almond milk is super good for the environment, and also I'm looking on the back because I just got the carton because I only have like 2 sips left in it. Maybe 2 mouthfuls, I don't know. But on the back it says it's only got 3% of your daily fat value, so that's really good. 2% saturated. It's got a lot of sugar. It's got a bit of sodium, which is the only drawback. So if you got like hypertension, high blood pressure, of course, wouldn't that be good for you? But it does have a lot of good nutrients. Like, it has 3% of your daily potassium, 23% of your daily calcium, 23% of your daily calcium, 8% iron, 11% vitamin A, 10% vitamin D, riboflavin. I have no idea. I've never understood what riboflavin is. I'm sorry, I just don't know, because it was never really taught to me or told, like, hey, you need to get riboflavin in your diet, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And vitamin B12, there's 42% of that. Vitamin B12 is very important, and there's also 9% of your daily zinc. So cheers to almond milk. Okay, so I wanted to talk about streaming services, not particular streaming services, but subscription services. Streaming services are under that umbrella because, of course, you stream content. So today I would like to talk about my streaming services and how I'd review them, and give them a little score at the end, and let you guys know what I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but let's go over to one of the earliest ones that I've had, which is Netflix. Netflix has a great library of content, actually. It's super good. Like, first, it was all licensed. I remember, like, years and years ago, like, probably about 8 years ago or so, like, it was all, like, licensed content at that point, I'm pretty sure. No, it was over 8 years ago, probably close to 10 years now, I want to say, since I've personally had it. But, yeah, Netflix has, like, a lot of great original content now. It has some great licensed content, like, for example, Community and different shows outside of Netflix that they just hire them to come on, which is super cool, not gonna lie. And some of their amazing content that they have that really blown me away, which is their original content, is things like Stranger Things, The Umbrella Academy. I really like Ozark too. I'm trying to get into that as well. But a quick update, Stranger Things Season 4 will not be the last season, as reported, I do believe, by the Hollywood Reporter. So if anybody's looking forward to the next season of Stranger Things and are kind of scared, like, OMG, it's going to be the last season. No, it's not going to. They confirmed it. So I'm hoping we get 5 seasons. I don't know if... They said they don't want to drag out the story. They said it's going to be a shorter story. But I wouldn't mind if it dragged out as long as the quality kept up. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of shows, after, like, they get into, like, 7, 8, 9 seasons, like, they start to drag down a little bit because they're just dragging out the show just for the profits and the views, which is not very nice, not very cool. And you can tell it. You can tell it at that point. The content gets very, very low quality. You can tell, like, the budget gets lower. You're just keeping it on, just, for to keep it on. Like, a lot of shows are, like, you keep hearing people, like, talk about, like, that one shitty show that they all know is, like, super terrible, but they all just keep watching it anyway and keep renewing it just to see what happens next. It's kind of like that mentality, which is not cool, but that's just me. I hope that we see Stranger Things get at least 5 seasons. I think it will go to 5, and I think it'll end at 5 if I had to predict. And Umbrella Academy, I started season 2, love it. Season 2 actually reeled me in a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Season 1 was really good too, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't reel you in, like, as a fresh viewer when you're first watching it. But the Umbrella Academy Season 2 seems like it's way better than the first one so far. I'm on episode 6 now. I'm going to watch that one and continue on. So, no spoilers. I'm really excited to check it out. I can't wait. And it was so good that even my fiance actually checked it out. She was, like, watching it with me, like, while she's on her phone. She's like, whoa, these fight scenes are pretty cool. Some of the stuff I can get behind, but of course, she's the type of person where if it's not grounded in like some reality, then she doesn't really like it. But I think it's pretty grounded in reality for what it is. Like, of course, it's science fiction, but it feels like it could. I can suspend my belief and it could happen. It's like that kind of show. Like, so, yeah, I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see where it goes. Hopefully, we hear some information about season 3 soon, which would be pretty dope. Not gonna lie. And also Ozark is really good too. Watch that. And Disenchanted, I watched 2 seasons of that. Cannot wait for the 3rd one. Supposed to be coming out this year. Maybe it's going to be pushed because Netflix just released their September lineup and it's not there yet. So if it doesn't come out in October, I don't expect it until next year. So I'll be looking forward to that and seeing if they fulfilled their promise. And if not, then I know that Disenchanted, which is the other show by Matt Groening, other than Simpsons and Futurama, is set in the past, and it's basically like a fantasy style show. So it's really funny, really good. I highly recommend it. It has like a really, really good and interesting story as well, compared to Simpsons and Futurama, which kind of like resets every episode. This one kind of carries over from episode to episode, so there's like a continuing story, which is a really, really good change of pace, I must say, compared to some of his other projects, I must say. So hopefully that gets announced for October. I don't think it's going to, but you never know. Let's see. Let's move ahead. All right. Yeah. So, what would I improve about Netflix overall? Not much, really, to be honest. Maybe if they added in like the decade viewer, like with Disney Plus. And Disney Plus, you can go through the 2000s, you can go through the 1940s, 1960s. You can go through all the content like that and sift through it. I would kind of like to see Netflix get that sort of thing, where you can look back in the 90s movies and TV shows, and you can look at all the different content for that era, because that would be really cool. That would be a lot better than just randomly looking up online, which would be really nice little change that I would recommend they do. And they also just need to keep up with the flow of content, because they got a lot of good, compelling shows. Like they got The Witcher as well, which I forgot to mention. That's a really good show too. I really enjoyed that, and a lot of people were afraid that it wasn't going to turn out great, but it turned out really great. And Henry Cavill as Geralt it's supreme. It's so good. I'm really excited for that season. Hopefully it comes out. I think it's supposed to be coming out next year anyway, so hopefully it's not affected by COVID. Hopefully it still comes out next year, which would be amazing. And yeah, just keep up on the content as well. I noticed that Netflix is diving more into more offshoot stuff and stuff that's not really done on some other services like Hulu and Amazon Prime, which is like anime, and they're also getting into like live action like TV shows again. Like I believe there's like a new singing one coming out in September, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. Almost like an American Idol style show. Like live action TV is something that we don't really, have much of on streaming services, I feel. But, I would think it'd be pretty cool to get some new stuff like that as well. And some more anime is always good for anybody who likes anime as well. And anybody who likes live action, not live action, like live stuff, will be very, very, very pleased with that as well. So, oh my gosh, there's a dog outside. Overall, Netflix's quality and content is great, and I would give them at a score of 10. I would give Netflix a 9 out of 10. Really love Netflix. Hopefully, they keep continuing to do stuff, keep improving their user interface. Well, their user interface is perfect, but the only thing I would like to have is like a decade viewer. So, like, of course, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. I could actually see all that content. And I can actually, diversify based on that. That would be super cool. I would really love that as a feature. It would be pretty cool. Let's go back to probably the newest one that I have, which is Disney Plus, which has a lot of great content from Marvel, National Geographic, Disney themselves, of course, Disney Plus, and Star Wars. Because while Disney has not acquired National Geographic, to my knowledge, they got licensing to do so. They got some good original content there. Like, they got the Jeff Goldblum series. They got The Mandalorian, which is freaking awesome. It's really revived Star Wars for a lot of people, because a lot of people did not like the new style of Star Wars. So glad to see that glad to see that it's on there. Great content. Hopefully they can keep up with that as well. But I don't know. It has a great UI, has the decade viewer, of course, but as I was going to allude to, there's no mature content really, like for anybody who's like a teenager or up. Like, sure, like you might like The Simpsons. That's the closest thing you probably will get to mature content when it comes to Disney Plus. But with regards to something like more like some Netflix series and whatnot, for example, you probably won't see that. You probably won't get that. But, of course, Disney Plus is amazing, really great. Has some great content on there, especially for anybody who has kids and children, and also people who are children at heart, because they have a lot of good Pixar content. They have all the Disney stuff on there. They have Star Wars and Marvel, which I'm mostly interested in, is the Marvel and Star Wars stuff. I also like to delve back into the Disney classics. Like, I watched Pinocchio on my iPad, and it was really good, because I haven't watched Pinocchio all the way through, which was a great experience. Highly recommend Disney Plus, but they need to get more content on there, and they need to get more mature content as well, because there's no real incentive apart from The Mandalorian to get Disney Plus, in my opinion. Like, there's nothing else really super compelling on there, apart from if you want to rewatch old stuff, and if you want to watch Mandalorian and The Simpsons. If you like that sort of content, and if you like the legacy content, you know, that sort of thing. So overall, I would give the Disney Plus 7.5 out of 10. Great stuff. Next up, one other streaming service that I had for going on like almost 10 years now. I think it's like 8 years now at this point. No, probably 10. Yeah, I'd say close to 10 now. Is Xbox Live Gold. I had it since, I believe, 2010. No, 2011 is when I got my Xbox 360 first, and then I bought Xbox Live Gold, of course, to play with my friends and party chat and all that cool stuff and talk trash and, you know, that sort of thing. That's what Xbox Live was made for, basically, back in its prime. It's not the same today. It's still like amazing, like how it is today. Still great. I highly recommend Xbox Live. However, it's a great reliable service. Like you won't get scammed or anything. Like Microsoft is really tight knit when it comes to its server infrastructure. I must say, gotta give them good props to that. However, it feels unnecessary and it kind of feels outdated lately. Like Xbox Live Gold usually has games with gold, which are free games you can download for basically free for having a membership every single month. And if you have an Xbox One, you can get 2 backwards compatible Xbox 360 or original Xbox games, or you can get, along with it, you can get regular Xbox One games. Two Xbox One games and 2 back-compat games. And lately the content has not been very great on that front. Like, the quality overall has not been great when it comes to the free games that we were getting. Might get like 3 or 4 top tier quality games like a year maybe, and that's not saying much. Yeah, I hope they should soon get rid of Xbox Live Gold because it feels really outdated, and the games with them, of course, are not that great because, in a lot of people's eyes, it's because they're pushing for Game Pass overall. And if they're pushing for Game Pass, of course, they're going to divert resources away from Xbox Live Gold. So, what would I give Xbox Live Gold? I would give Xbox Live Gold right now a 7.5. If you asked me back in the 360 days, I would probably give it a 10. But of course, it has not aged well. And it's I think it's soon dying. I'd say within the next few years, by the time the Series X comes out and they get like good user base on the Xbox Game Pass service or Game Pass Ultimate, so like you can stream your games on your phone or just download the games on your console or PC, however you want to do it. You know, I think when they get that number up, that's when they're going to make Xbox Live Gold free. It's just going to ruin or get rid of like a lot of barriers that people have when it comes to gaming in particular. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Needs to be improved when it comes to games, but overall security and party chat and services like that and the deals that come with it are really great. I'd highly recommend Xbox Live Gold, even though I feel it's slightly outdated. But if you had to choose, so far Netflix is the king of content. In my opinion, because they were the first to do their whole streaming service thing, and you get more bang for your buck when it comes to Netflix over Xbox Live Gold, unless you're a gamer like I am. I'm a gamer, so Xbox Live Gold obviously is kind of an essential because I don't have a gaming PC. Excuse me, don't plan on getting a gaming PC, so Xbox Live Gold is kind of a necessity in one way. So hopefully they get rid of it. And moving on. YouTube Premium Family is the package that I have for YouTube Premium. And with YouTube Premium, you get YouTube Music for free, which is a streaming service for music. You can download music and listen to it offline. You can also stream, and every week they have new music coming out, and it's just great. Like the user interface is really great. It's pretty seamless. Sometimes it's a little bit wonky to download stuff, but once you get the hang of it, it's really good and seamless. and the pricing is pretty fair. Like for a premium family package where you get like 6 or 7 accounts of YouTube Premium, whereby you get YouTube Premium and YouTube Music. It's $20, which is pretty good. $20 Canadian. I don't know what it'd be in US. Probably be like 15, maybe, if I had to take a guess. But yeah, overall it's a great service. Small bugs here and there, but they get fixed when it comes to YouTube Music. You can also, of course, download and listen to your playlists offline, and you can get basically unlimited access to any type of music. You can get unlimited types of music because YouTube is so massive and so big that you just, you can get anything you want. Like, for example, say a song that I know an artist made, but due to licensing or whatever, gets taken down, and there's people on YouTube that have it uploaded, I can download the video that way. If there's still like a music video or a lyric video up, I can download an actual video, which is pretty cool, I must say. And yeah, YouTube Premium is awesome because you can actually just listen to it in the background on your phone, download videos, and you can get ad-free content on YouTube, which is superb because nobody likes watching ads. Nobody. And you can get ad blocker all you want, but really, you're kind of supporting your creators because YouTube Premium, you get whatever amount of money YouTube gets in YouTube Premium, they distribute it out to all their content creators. Of course, it's not a big piece of the pie, but hey, I mean, at least they're giving something back to the people that are making YouTube content. It's great for podcasts because you can listen to it while you're having your phone closed, and you can also download things to your phone. You can listen in the background, which is really good, really useful, and I love it. The only thing I would like to see on YouTube Premium would be free movies and TV. I know in the States they have like YouTube TV, which is like a $50 USD excuse me, USD price tag. However, it's separate from YouTube Premium, and I would like to see some type of integration there. Maybe you pay, you get YouTube Premium, but then you also get some free channels with YouTube Premium. Maybe you can get some movies or TV as well. I know there is some on there, but it's not really done the same way as like Netflix is. Like, the content is not there. It's dry as heck, and yeah, I think they're disbanding that part of YouTube. Maybe they're disbanding that part of YouTube Premium, and I do believe last year or this year they allow you to watch the movies and TV shows that are on YouTube for free, as long as you have no YouTube Premium. You can watch it with ads. That's the only problem. But if you have YouTube Premium, you can watch it without ads, which is pretty cool. Almond milk, I love it. I would love to see like I said, I'd like to see some free movies or TV if possible, but I'm still very impressed regardless. Like, if you're somebody that watches YouTube all the time, you might as well just get YouTube Premium, honestly. It's great. So good. I'd highly recommend it as well. And if anybody wants to hop on my YouTube Premium, you just hit me up. No, I'm joking. I'm probably going to save those spots for some other people. But yeah, it's great that you can have like your whole family, and you can get a bunch of friends together, and it'll make it really cheap for you, which is superb. Because the single edition, I believe, is $10 a month, which is like $10 when you could just pay like an extra $10 and you can get like 7 accounts hooked up at once. Nah, I'm just gonna go with the $20 bundle because my mom uses it, my fiance uses it, my dad uses it, so it's only a matter of getting that package, and then they can all use it, which is awesome because, everybody loves to have some type of music streaming service, I want to bet, in 2020. So, overall, when it comes to YouTube Premium and YouTube Music kind of bundled together, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I would like to see some free movies and TV shows, because YouTube does this thing now where you can actually buy movies and rent movies on their service, which is really nice. However, I would like to see some movies if they could get some licensing deals, probably get some of those movies moved over to YouTube Premium and have like streaming access and downloadable access. That would be super cool. That's what I would recommend for YouTube and Google to do. But of course, I cannot control those things. So that was the big topics out of the way. Let's wind down a little bit, shall we? Let's wind down. I'm just gonna take a quick sip of my Silk almond milk. Wish I was freaking sponsored by these guys. Seriously nutty, it says on the package. Dang, that's good. I'm surprised it doesn't have like a whole 2 liters in it. It's only 1.89 liters. It's like, why couldn't you just get 2 liters? It doesn't make sense. Right, Seamus? He just looks at me. Yeah, so I have 2 topics to talk about today, which, you know, I'm sorry we don't have a lot of time, but there's really not much going on lately when it comes to news and whatnot, so I'm just kind of going off ball real quick. So, you know, if you guys want to leave me any suggestions for what to talk about next week, maybe I will. But I announced it on my Facebook group page. If you guys aren't on the Facebook page, please go like it. I'll probably put a link in the description. It's the NOAH45KINGS podcast page. So thank you guys for watching and listening. If you guys want any like future updates as well, go over there, because I recently found out that in order for me to have a community tab on YouTube, I have to have 1,000 subs. So I don't have 1,000 subs yet. Maybe if I can get up there, maybe I'll do a giveaway. So just to give back to my fans, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. Click the link in the description below and head over and click a like. And you guys get updates on production and when I'm doing stuff. So, Epic Games versus Apple. This is a big thing going on right now in the industry. So, Fortnite, which is owned by Epic Games, recently put out a 20% V-Buck discount. And as a result, V-Bucks got cheaper. But when it came to the mobile platforms, whether it be on Android or iOS, you had to buy the V-Bucks directly from Epic, because if you go through any service, usually the standard cut is 30% that whatever you buy. So for say for example it's $10, then Apple takes $3 of that. So you only get $7 in profit off of V-Bucks. So that's, you know, it's not great, but you know, at the same time you're using their storefront, so it kind of makes sense in one way, because you need to be on the App Store in order to make anything on Apple's end. So when it comes to this, Apple realized that people were buying it directly from Epic, and they were bypassing the Apple Store altogether. Epic put out their direct payment, so like you literally bought the V-Bucks from them. So instead of Apple getting a 30% share, Epic will get the entirety amount. So they would get $10 instead of $7 if you took out the 30%. And Apple banned Fortnite for doing this because it went against their terms of service. And Epic went back and clapped back at them and put out a 1984 parody for, of course, George Orwell's book, but also a lot of people said that Apple did one in the past. I don't recall Apple doing this, but apparently Apple did a 1984 one as well, talking about freedom and this sort of thing. And Fortnite was just like, hey, we should all free Fortnite. Like, you know, people on iOS now are getting the shitty end of the stick. And I don't know what's like on the Google Play Store. I heard that Google Play took it off. However, I think Epic has a launcher on Google Play. I'm not really sure, because I'm not in that ecosystem at all. I use iOS myself because it's much easier when it comes to FaceTime and calling and things of that nature. So, yeah, that's just me. Oh, Seamus is doing a little snore. I think he's tired, guys. So, with regards to that, it really sucks because people on iOS and on the Google Play Store who potentially have it banned are unable to get onto their accounts. So all their V-Bucks and things like that, if they don't have an Xbox or PlayStation, PC, Nintendo Switch, you know, whatever else Fortnite's on, because who knows? It might be on my toaster now when I go out. You know, who knows? Honestly, so yeah, it really does suck. I hope that Epic Games and Apple can come to agreement. I think it's the 28th, I want to say, of August, that Apple gave Epic Games a warning for when they gotta revoke, you know, their V-Buck change. I think they should still keep the discount, but they should make a deal with Apple, because to my knowledge, from what I heard online, Amazon does a 15 or 20% discount or 20% deal. That's the only way that's the only way Amazon would be able to be putting themselves on the iOS infrastructure or the iOS ecosystem, was if Amazon could have a 20% cut. So these companies are all going back and forth, and I feel like Epic Games has a really good case against Apple, because in some ways they kind of do have a monopoly. Like, they can change things whenever they want, and they kind of want to have a walled off garden, and I don't really like that. I would like to have everything everywhere if possible, you know? Unless there was like some hardware limitation or something like that, you know? But it really does suck. Like, the players are getting the brunt of the force, basically. If you only have iOS, it kind of sucks. And it's really good that you invest in something small, like a Nintendo Switch or an Xbox or PlayStation. Like, you never know when, you know, these things can happen, because Apple's Apple, and I don't like what Epic Games did either. I don't really think they should have went against the App Store policy or Google Play Store policies. However, they did make a point. Like, Spotify has been basically having a hard time when it comes to putting their music streaming service on the App Store as well, because Apple's trying to get you to subscribe to theirs, which is Apple Music, and Spotify's having a really hard time. Like, they're not really the most profitable company from what I've been hearing online. And the only thing they do is stream music. Like, Apple has all these other things. Like, you could argue that when it comes to Xbox or PlayStation, they got to take a 30% cut on the store, because they're selling their consoles at a loss. They're going to make up for that in software. However, Apple, when they make their phones are what? Probably like $50 to $200 maybe per phone, and they're selling these phones at like $1,000 or more. It's crazy. Like, so you can make an argument for that too. I feel like Epic has a good case. However, I'm kind of cautious that they might actually get banned off the App Store for good. Like, that's becoming a reality, because I don't know if Epic Games is going to make the change. I think they're still going to be not buddy-buddy when it comes to being business partners. But the other thing that's very interesting about this whole situation, is that Apple said that if they don't do it by the end of August, I think it's like the 28th or 26th of August, that they're going to revoke the Epic Games developers' accounts on iOS as well. Like, they're going to remove those, which is really shitty, because Epic owns the Unreal Engine, which is an engine used not only just by game creators, but also filmmakers and things of that nature as well, in order to go ahead and make special effects and things of that nature. So it really sucks, because, I mean, like, an indie developer is never going to be able to make a profit when it comes to iOS, because they're not going to be able to use the Epic Games Unreal Engine, which really sucks. A lot of people are going to be hurt by this, and as well, and I'm willing to bet in the Apple Arcade, the new streaming service or gaming service that Apple has, I have a feeling that a lot of those games that are in that service have Unreal Engine for their main engine, and if that were to happen, then those games will be shut down too. This is not really great for the industry overall, and it kind of sucks, and I hope that everybody just works. I just hope that everything works out in the end, you know what I mean? It makes me mad. But yeah, at the end of the day, we got to support the companies that, you know, that are trying to do things sort of better. That's why I really like Xbox and Microsoft as a whole, because they're very pro-consumer the last few years when it comes to Game Pass and deals and things of that nature, and, you know, Xbox Play Anywhere. But Apple really just wants to have a walled-off garden, and they need to change a lot of their policies when it comes to things. So I hope that they do. I'm hopeful, but you never know. And our last story today is Halo Infinite has been delayed to 2021. It was supposed to come out this year in 2020, and it was supposed to launch in November with the Xbox Series X. However, things have changed. I think it was because of the latest trailer. Reactions to a lot of people on the internet. A lot of people were very lukewarm when it came to the trailer. Like, that's putting it easy, because some people were outraged because they said they're going back to the way that the classic Halos looked, like Halo 1, 2, and 3. I'm not a big Halo guy, but I'm starting to get into it when it comes to the Master Chief Collection, so I'm going to, see how I can run through those, which would be pretty fun. I'm enjoying it so far. Halo Combat Evolved is really good. However, they mentioned that they, of course, like I said, they wanted to go back to the old art style and things like that, but a lot of people are saying that the game looks worse because of it. And it's not just because it's not in 4K or whatever. It was in 4K afterwards. They put the stream in 4K, and the game looks great. Like, it looks like a really fun, great Halo game from a gameplay perspective. It looks almost like the older games, like a lot of people have been saying. Kind of looks like Doom in some areas too, with the grapple shot or grapple hook, whatever it's called. It's like a grappling gun type thing, or grappling ability. Gosh darn it. I'll explain that so bad. But yeah, there's like a grappling ability, so like you can pull enemies towards you, and you can go towards enemies, things like that, which is pretty cool. I like that. Good change. But when they zoomed up on the Brute's face, there was like no textures on the face, and a lot of people paused that, put it on the internet, and it became a meme instantly. And they called the Brute Craig, which is one of the enemies, and they called him Craig, the like gorilla man. Oh my god, the internet is so crazy, man. Crazy. But yeah, they also mentioned that they could put Halo Infinite in parts, because after they announced the delay, they said that the Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be free to play, and it's also going to support 120 frames per second on the Series X, which is wow, very cool, very good. And I hope that they can achieve the grand scope and vision that they're trying to do, but clearly there's things going on with the studio, and hopefully they get things resolved, and hopefully they can work things out. I'm hopeful that they will. It'll be a great game, but I don't know why it got delayed specifically, but a lot of people are afraid that 343 has turmoil at the studio compared to all the other ones, because they've changed around leadership so many times, and there's been a report saying that there was toxicity when it came to the workplace, and that's not great. Like, honestly, like, it's not great for the industry overall. Like, this whole idea that, oh yeah, you gotta have this deadline. It's like, most games are like, it's ready when it's ready, for when it comes to the smaller developers and things like that, because they want a finished product. And the famous Shigeru Miyamoto quote is, a delayed game is eventually good, but a bad game is bad forever. And that's so true, because it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths for a long time. Like, Sea of Thieves is an amazing game right now. However, it still has that kind of stigma where it was like, at first it didn't have content, though. Now it's got content. Like, is that right to ship like a half-baked game? Really? Is it really that great? I don't know. But, yeah, a lot of people didn't agree with it, and, they also mentioned, like I said, shipping it in parts. Like, they could have the multiplayer at one point and the campaign later on. I don't think that would have worked out very good. They're doing it for the Master Chief Collection already on PC, and I think it's just going to make things worse. So I think that they should just release it all in one thing and have it be a complete experience, because people aren't paying $60 or however much money. I think it's going to be like $80 here in Canada. RIP Canada. But yeah, our dollar is so bad. But you know what I mean? Like, if you're paying a full price for a game, of course you want a full experience that you're promised. So yeah, I'm hopeful that it will change, and I'm hoping that things will get better. So I hope they do. So yeah, that's the last topic for the podcast today, guys. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it, and was nice rocking it with you guys, and Seamus is taking a nap, being a chill dog as always. So, glad to have him, and, it's nice to dog sit him because he's such a pleasant dog. He's so quiet. Like, he doesn't do much. Like, he likes to eat, but, what can you do? Don't we all? So, anyway, guys, I'm going to post up a longer podcast. I don't know if you guys have, been on the Facebook group or not. Or not group, a page or not. But on there I posted up a post detailing that I'm going to talk about like the future of humanity, because it's something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I really want to talk about. So with regards to that, I'm going to do that podcast later on at a later date. Probably next week it'll probably come out, because it's very ambitious. I thought it was going to come out this week, but I've been diving in, making so many notes. I might have to do a few cuts because I'm going to be talking so damn much in that video. So, thank you guys so much for watching as usual, and I'll let you guys know on the page as well when it's going to be released and whatnot. And if there's any delays, I'll let you know. And we'll probably do another podcast mini like we're doing today. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening or watching the NOAH45 Kings podcast number 3. Numero 3. Yeah, en français. I know a little bit of French, but it's getting rusty. Don't tell anybody. But yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your continued support. And please feel free, if you guys did enjoy the podcast, leave a like. Please share it with your guys' friends, and don't forget to subscribe for all the next podcasts and future updates as well. And thank you guys so much for the support. I'm going to head out now, probably going to grab something to eat, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe. Take care. Hope you guys have a great day.